Good morning. I'm Mr. Carianis. Welcome to Annandale High School for the 2016-2017 school year. This morning's presentation is on the students' rights and responsibility. These are rules and regulations that are set forth by the school board of Fairfax County Public Schools that all students must adhere to while attending school in Fairfax County. Teachers, if you can please ensure that every student has a copy of the Student Rights and Responsibility booklet and that they take it with them when they leave. Teachers, please make sure that every student has a copy of the quiz in front of them. We will be going over the quiz during this production. If you can just ensure that each student has printed their name on top legibly and has signed the quiz and turned one in when they leave, would have greatly appreciated. In addition to the quiz, teachers, you have a class list that were provided in your packet. Please ensure that every student in your class that is viewing this video production has signed next to their name on that class list. Thank you very much. Enjoy the video production. Have a great school year.
Varsity field hockey says, be on time because timing is key. Go Adams!
Take freshman year seriously. Get your homework done.
Adams football says, boys, character counts. Go Adams!
To be successful in high school, I would definitely build great relationships with your teachers because they're always going to be there to help you succeed.
Good morning, Annandale. Hello, Adams. I hope everyone had a great summer. We're happy to have you back here at Annandale High School. I'm Mr. Thomas. I'm your principal here, and super proud and excited to begin another year here at Annandale High School. I want to just take a couple moments this morning to share with you a little bit about our vision statement here at Annandale High School, which is respect, learning, relationships, and diversity. Value all and compromise none, and I think it's important for everyone to take into consideration those values that we've agreed on are very important here at Annandale High School. Of course, when we talk about respect, that goes for respecting the adults in this building, the adults respecting the students in the building and one another. And that can be done in a number of ways, including getting to class on time. For example, students, it's a great way to show respect for your teachers when you get to class on time. It shows them, number one, that you value their product, which is their teaching, and you value learning. But it also keeps you out of the hall and keeps you in the classroom where you can focus on learning. And that brings me to learning, which is the second part of our vision statement, and it's all about having a mindset that there's a lot to learn here at school, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. We learn from one another, and that's important to take into consideration as you approach school every day. Learning lessons and students learning from one another, students learning from teachers, and teachers learning from each other, and adults in the building doing the same, so that's important as well. We also focus a lot on relationships, and the value of relationships is important because we feel like that really sets the foundation for learning to take place and for Annandale High School to be a positive school climate. And finally, diversity. When you look around and you see the different faces here at Annandale High School is quite special and unique in the fact that we represent that over 50 languages are represented in our students here at Annandale High School, and so the diversity is something really that we cherish and that we're proud of, and that we believe also helps to set students up for the real world, which is ever changing. So, if I were to focus really a couple things on this year, students, what I would really want you to focus on, for example, is getting to class on time. Come to school every day and getting to class on time. Again, for the reasons that I stated before, it's super important for you to be in the classrooms. And again, being on time is part of a life skill. That's important. And also just really showing a tremendous amount of respect for each other and for the adults in this building, and understanding that, at any given time, any adult can address behavior in this building, and you should respond in a respectful way, and understand that it's important for everyone really to pitch in if we expect to maintain a positive school climate. So I'm looking forward to another great year at Annandale High School. I thank you in advance for all that you do, students, for our school and our community, and I thank also the adults who are watching this, teachers, counselors, administrators, support staff, cafeteria food service workers, our custodians. We all really really need to pitch in to make sure that it's another great year at Annandale High School, and I'm excited to be an Adam, and I know that you are too. Go Adams!
Bienvenidos a Annandale High High School. Esperamos que den lo mejor de ustedes. Es un nuevo año. ¡Vamos, átomos!
And what's it take to be successful in high school?
Yeah, stay out of trouble, don't hang with jerks like these two.
These two? Right here? They seem like pretty nice kids. I don't know. What do you think?
Looks are deceiving.
Yeah, could be trouble. Could be trouble. What?
Hi, I'm Paula Mioli, Assistant Principal at Annandale High School. Welcome back to school. I hope you have a fantastic year.
President Football says, be on time. Go Adams!
What's it take to be successful in high school?
All you got to do your schoolwork and be involved.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Schneider, Assistant Principal at Annandale High School, and in this part of the students' rights and responsibilities, we are going to look at discipline at the discretion of the principal. These are things that we try to do either in-house with the advice of the other assistant principals or in speaking to the principal and make all the disciplinary decisions here in the building. Some of the things that we're going to look at, for example, alcohol. Hopefully no alcohol in the building, but that can include under the influence. It can also include the possession of alcohol and also the consumption of alcohol. Another thing that's at the discretion of the principal, arson or any fires. Please don't do any of that. Another thing at the discretion is assault. That can be assault of another student, another teacher, or any staff member in our building. Another item is cyberbullying. Now this is very specific. This is cyberbullying during the school day. This would be something that would be our responsibility if it takes place during school. If it takes place outside of school, it is something that we have to alert the police, the Fairfax County Police, immediately, and it would be their responsibility. Another action at the discretion of the principal is destruction of property or vandalism. We also have, hopefully, no fighting. But if we do, it's at his discretion what we would do with any students involved in a fight. Next, gangs. Obviously, we do not allow gangs here in Annandale High School, so no gangs, no gang activity, and no hazing. Harassment. No harassment of any kind for any teachers, students, or staff, and that also includes no sexual harassment of any teachers, students, or staff. And finally, stealing. Stealing and theft. That would be of any teacher's property or any student's property or anything belonging to Annandale High School. So those are the items that we would work on at the discretion of the principal. So when we talk about the different incidences that are at the discretion of the principal, what does that mean? It can mean that a student can meet with a teacher. It means that a student can actually meet with an assistant principal, might meet with their counselor or other members of the school staff. If it's something that's more severe, it might be detention. It could be an after-school detention on a Wednesday or a Thursday. It could mean that you have to do detention on a Saturday morning. It might also mean that you have to go to our in-school suspension. That could be during the day, at any time, or even for an entire school day. If it is more severe, it might mean that you have to face an out-of-school suspension for any number of days. These are all things that we would look at and make a decision based on the incident. The next things that we're going to take a look at are referrals to the hearings office. These are incidents that could take place at Annandale High School that we have no decisions to make. It automatically has to go up to the hearings office and we make that referral for the students. So here's some of the things that we'll take a look at. First thing, weapons. Weapons such as switchblades, knives with blades of 3 inches or more, guns, or any weapon at all that's used to intimidate another person in the school. Another referral to the hearings office would be sexual assault of any student or staff member. Next, we have any type of destructive or explosive devices that we would find here at school. Another referral to the hearings office would be drugs, and that would be possession, use, or distribution of drugs at Annandale High School. And finally, any type of physical assault of any teacher or staff member. If we found a student responsible for that, it would be a referral to the hearings office. These are all items that we hope that you will not do so that we don't have to worry about sending anything, any negative thing of a student up to the hearings office.
Remember to always listen to your teachers and be on time to class, guys.
JV
Be successful by working hard. I don't know.
Be successful by.
Be successful by working hard.
Where do you have that one?
By showing up on time.
Be respectful by always striving.
Be respectful by always showing up on time.
Be successful by keeping on top of your work.
Be respectful by listening to all your teachers.
So when we talk about the possible situations with the referral to hearings office and what the discipline could be, here are some of the scenarios. One thing could be that the hearings office might decide that a student returns to Annandale High School. They might be placed on probation, they might just have other consequences, but they could come back. Another consequence could be that they could end up at another high school in Fairfax County for up to a year. Another option could be an alternative school, again for a specific amount of time. And if the incident is severe enough, a student could be removed from Fairfax County Public Schools entirely.
Be prepared and have time management skills.
Girls cross country says get involved. Go Adams!
Getting to class on time because you don't want to get on your teacher's bad side. Listen to your teachers and do your homework.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Mrs. Higgins, one of the assistant principals here at Annandale High School, and I am here to talk to you about dress code. Where can you find the dress code? The SR&R. Everybody has one of these, the 2016-17 Student Rights and Responsibilities. Okay, so where is it located, the dress code? It's going to be located on pages 12 and 13 in the SR&R. So what am I going to do? I'm going to briefly go over what you can and cannot wear to school. So to begin with, everybody knows that the way you dress is very important. It will help people, or actually it will have people or enable people to formulate an opinion about you based on your dress alone. So that's perception. And we know perception can be reality, depending again on what you're going to wear. So it's so important that you select something that's appropriate for school, something that's not going to be disruptive, something that's not going to be obscene, something that is not inappropriate. So let me clarify what you can and cannot wear to Annandale High School. Okay, so what can you wear? Well, girls need to wear tops with straps that are at least 2 inches in width, and this is an example. Here I have a dress on, that's about 2 inches right there. That is appropriate, and girls can wear that. Boys cannot wear tank tops or muscle shirts, so just remember that, okay? So girls can wear this about 2 inches, but the boys can't wear those muscle tops or the tank tops. Clothing must cover your midsection, so when you come to school, your midsection is covered, you're good to go. And shoes must be worn at all times. So make sure when you come to school that you have a pair of shoes on. Now, let me go over specifically what you cannot wear. Tube tops or tanks without straps unless a blouse or shirt is worn over it. Okay, so make sure that if you've got a tube top on, that you've got a blouse covering it so we can't see it. Clothing that exposes bare midriffs, we don't want to see it. Okay, make sure it's covered, tucked in. Clothing that exposes your rib cage. Okay, we don't want to see it. Make sure, and regardless whether you got a six-pack, that's great. Show that to your coach or whomever, whatever. But you're not going to wear that and show that off in school. Clothing that exposes your cleavage or other private parts. No, we don't want to see it. Skirts or shorts that are shorter than 4 inches above the knee. So, girls, do yourself a hand check. Stand up, and if it is above, when you put your hand, if it's above your middle finger there, then you're good to go. Or you're actually not good to go, you need change. But that's very, very important. And sagging or low-cut pants, we don't want to see it. And clothing with studs or chain belts. Inappropriate, and it's not allowed here at Annandale High School. So, let's review real quick what you can and cannot wear. So I'm going to hold up a picture, you take a look at it, and you ask yourself whether or not it's appropriate for you to wear this particular item to school. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what the consequence will be if you wear this or anything else that might be inappropriate to Annandale High School. Okay, you ready? Let's take a look at this. Can you wear this to school? No, you can't. Everybody loves Mickey Mouse, but what Mickey Mouse is doing on this t-shirt is inappropriate. What happens if you wear this to school? Then you're going to be sent to your supervising administrator and you're going to be asked to change, okay, into another shirt. All right, so what about this? Here's another one. This one. Is that appropriate? Can you wear that, ladies? No. Why? Well, you got studs. It doesn't matter where the studs are. If you have studs on your shoes, your shorts, your coat, what have you, you're not allowed to wear. You're going to be asked to change your shorts. You'll be sent to your administration office or administrator's office, and then they will ask you to change. What about this? Nope. You can't wear hoods. You can wear it, when you walk in up into the building, but once you get in, you got to take it off. So that's inappropriate. You got to make sure you take your hoodie off. How about this? No, you can't wear that. It's got a marijuana leaf on it. That's completely inappropriate. You'll be sent to your administrator's office, and they're going to ask you to change your shirt. If by chance you refuse, then obviously we'll be calling your parents, and your parents will be coming and picking you up. Can you wear this? No, remember you can't wear anything with studs. Again, belts, shorts, shirts, anything like that. And this is something we see quite frequently. What about this? Is that appropriate? No, it's not appropriate. You can't wear rosaries to school. You'll be asked to tuck them in. We don't want to see it, okay? So make sure that they're not showing. What about this? Is that appropriate, ladies? No. You'll be asked to change into something more appropriate. Actually, you'll be given a t-shirt to wear. What about this? Is this appropriate? No. Anything that might be associated with a gang is inappropriate. You'll be sent to your administrator's office and they'll ask you to change your clothes. What about this? This looks pretty harmless, right? Can you wear that? No. Why? It has marijuana leaves on it. You can't wear it. Get somebody else's socks. These aren't going to work. What about this? Is that appropriate? No. Even though it's a piece of jewelry, you still can't wear it. Take it off. How about this? Is that appropriate? No. Now, obviously we're not going to make you take your pants off here, but we're going to ask you to pull your pants up. So please, when you buy pants, make sure they fit. And what about this? This young lady has covered herself, but you can see right through it. So what would happen here? She's going to be sent to her administrator's office and then given a t-shirt to put on, and then she's good to go. What about this t-shirt? Looks pretty innocent, right? No, that's inappropriate. What about this one? Is that appropriate? No. Not only is he not supposed to be wearing a hat, but check out his sweatshirt, his little jacket he has on there. He's going to be given something else to change into, or he's going to, or the administrator's going to call the parents and have them pick him up. And one more, this one. Is that appropriate? No. What's going to happen? You're going to be sent to your administrator's office and you're going to be asked to change your clothes.
Get involved with school and do sports.
Freshman field hockey says stick to the rules. Go Adams!
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Schneider again. This time we're going to talk about PED, your personal electronic devices. That can be your cell phone, which I just got a text message from my daughter, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. Could be a tablet, iPad, or your personal computer. Annandale is trying to be very flexible and understanding as the times have changed and more students have electronic devices, and we want you to be able to use yours. The important thing is to know when it's okay and when you might get a call from like Mr. Carrianis and not answer it because you're in school. So I'm not going to answer that phone call right now. I'm going to actually just turn it off and stop letting it ring. So, and now he's going to even stand here and talk on the phone because you're not supposed to during a school day. defeating the purpose of this message.
He's not answering. He's not answering.
Why? Because it's a school day, and you shouldn't be answering phone calls at school. And that is the point that we're trying to make. We know that you have your phones. We want you to be able to use them, but we want you to be able to use them at the right time and for the right reasons. So what does that mean? That means that once the bell rings to start the school day and you're in your classes, the phone should be off and away. If a teacher wants you to use it for educational purposes, then by all means, use it. If they want you to go to websites, if they're doing an activity in class, then have it out and use it. But otherwise, off and away. Because if a teacher says no to phones in the classroom and you have it out, then they are going to ask to take it away from you. And we don't want you to have a hassle between you and a teacher and them being disrespectful because you made the mistake. As far as in the hallways, in the cafeteria, they are yours to use. The only thing that we ask of our students is that no phone calls during the day. We know you get text messages, as I just did from my daughter. We know that you get them sometimes from your parents because someone forgot to pass along a message. Fine. No phone calls, though. You can send the message back, and whatever's going on, meeting after school, whatever it may be, no problem. If there's an emergency and your parents need to get in touch with you, remind them to call the main office. You can't leave a classroom, you can't leave the building just because there's an emergency. You are our responsibility. It's very important that we know where you are at all times, and not just because you got a phone call from mom and dad. So please remind them that yes, you have your phone, and if it's an emergency, tell them to call the main office. We'll get in touch with you, and we'll make sure that everything is okay. We want you to use your phones. Just make sure you use them the right way this year. Thanks.
Remember, be nothing less than the best.
Hi, I'm Rishi Reyes. I'm on Executive Board for Leadership. I now play football and lacrosse.
Hi, I'm Tara Lashi, and I'm the Leadership President for this year, and I'm also a cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Lena Ware. I'm Vice President of Leadership. I'm in Math Honor Society. I do golf this year, swim, and lacrosse.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Kindling. I'm on the Executive Board for Leadership, and I'm a runner.
Good morning. Thanks for coming in this morning, guys, and talking to the student body. As leadership students, can we talk a little bit about what you think it might be helpful for students to know about what it would mean to be successful? Successful students, successful people, successful athletes here at Annandale High School. And let's just talk about it.
My biggest tip for student athletes, rising freshmen, and anyone with a busy high school schedule is you have to live each moment with the most effort possible, or live life to the fullest if you want to be cheesy. If you're in math class, you need to pay attention, retain as much information as possible to get the best grade possible. And then when you're with your family and friends, you pay attention to them, you listen to them. And when you're with sports, you give 100% effort, you're running as hard as you can, pay attention to your coach. And that's just something that Coach Hope taught us, and that's really important in my life.
To be successful in high school, I also think you should get involved is the most important thing from the beginning. Go out, ask questions, get to know people, and you're only in high school for 4 years, so you should make the most out of everything and listen to your teachers. They're there to help you. They're not there to, even if you don't get along with them sometimes, they're always there for your benefits. And listen to your coaches and get involved, and just always all around listen and be positive and have a positive attitude all around.
Another great tidbit for incoming freshmen is you start off with a big group of friends, and as you grow older, you mature more, and your group of friends is probably going to diminish, and you're going to get a smaller circle, and that's all right, because it shows you're maturing as a person, and that sometimes people go down bad paths, but if you have a great group of friends that supports you, then you're going to be all right.
It's okay to outgrow the people you're with because they're always not going to want to go the same path as you. You might want to do something else or go with a different crowd, and that's okay because you're still going to find people that are going to be there with you to help you succeed. And even if you're alone, sometimes you're sitting alone at the lunch table, that's okay.
You don't always have to have the biggest group of friends. It's okay to have a small circle. Just surround yourself with people who support you, love you, and want you to go down the best path.
It's also really important to listen to your teachers, not just your friends, because they have so much more experience and they really care about you and they want you to do your best.
It's really good when you're a busy student to have a solid routine for school. Get up at the same time, go to school, really focus on your homework, don't be on your phone, and go to bed at the same time so you get a good sleep.
And at the end of the day, you're in high school to get an education, so focus on your schoolwork and make that your priority. Sports and everything also make that a priority, but schoolwork comes first, and always do well and get your grades up, and that's the most important thing to go to college and be successful.
Nice.
It's really important to put all your effort into your schoolwork and your grades and also your sports, because whatever you put into your schoolwork and your sports is what comes out of it.
And also at football games, freshmen tend to sit like in the back corner by themselves. Like, come into the student section, be involved with the rest of the people from your school. Like, they might be in different grades, but we're all atoms. We're all from one school. We all support each other. So go and support your football team or any other team all together.
How about a classroom environment type of a situation? What advice would you give a young student or maybe a ninth grader about the expectations about being in the classroom?
I would say you always have to listen to your teacher. You got to pay attention in class. It's just something every student has to do, and it really helps. It keeps your teacher on ease, and you really don't want to stress out teachers. They already have enough to do, like grade work, everything like that. And also a big deal is if you have a problem with the teacher, it's best not to bring it up during class. It distracts everyone else from learning, and you really can't focus on what you're doing. So the best time to talk to teachers before or after class, really on a one-on-one type of scenario, and just not bring it up in the middle of class, because then you disrupt class, everyone stops learning, and it's really not good for everyone.
Nice.
And also, if you're going into a class knowing you don't like that class, like for example, I'm not a big fan of math, but I still have to go in with an open mind and a positive attitude to get my work done and to do well in that class, no matter if you like it or not. You just have to deal with it and focus and do the best you can in every class.
Nice.
It's also really important to have a good relationship with your teacher, get to know them, and figure out their learning styles just so you can do the best you can in the class.
What about academically, guys? What kind of advice would you give somebody as a ninth grader or something to help them do well or do better, be more successful academically?
My biggest tip is to stay super organized and super on top of all of your work, especially when you're busy with sports and other activities. You really have to, if you have a free period or you're not doing anything in the class, you really need to do your homework, sit down, do your homework, and get it done. And then for me personally, being super organized, I know I do so much better. I'm so much motivated to stay organized when I have my cute gel pens, my nice glitter folders, and my planner to make sure I get everything organized and done.
I never had a glitter folder.
Throwing out like all those papers that you don't need or keeping them organized in your binder, like writing down your homework, make sure you take all the right things to school every day so that you're not missing stuff is really important.
And also try to prioritize your time in order to get your work done. So if you play a sport and you know you have a game that night, there's always like that 2-hour period between the game and school where you can finish your work and like prioritize your time and use the time you have in school, like your free period, W4. Use it wisely. Yes, you want to talk to your friends, but you can do that right after you finish your work.
A helpful tip that I have for when I have a lot of homework that I need to get done and not a lot of time to do it, I'll set a timer, 15 minutes for this worksheet, read my book for 30 minutes, and then an hour for the rest. So I just try to do timers to help get everything done.
Leadership says, get involved and have school spirit. Go Adams!
Motivate your friends and teammates to make good choices. School first.
Try your best on the courts and in the classroom.
Question number 1. Students who comply with all the rules and regulations will have an opportunity to participate in school-sponsored activities. True.
Question number 2. A student has the right to complain to school personnel about anything he or she believes is unfair. True.
Question number 3. Students have the right to expect courtesy, fairness, and respect from school staff members and other students. True.
Question number 4. A student can be disciplined by school officials for sending a text message with answers to tests or taking pictures of test questions. True.
Question 5. A student using or possessing an e-cigarette or hookah pen will face disciplinary action. True.
Question number 6. A student who repeatedly violates school rules can be placed on probation by the principal. The answer is true.
Question 7. School officials can search your student's backpack without the student's permission if they have reason to believe the backpack contains illegal substances. True.
Question 8. A student who leaves school grounds without permission during the school day and who later returns to school can be searched by school officials. Answer is true.
Question number 9.
Being under the influence of alcohol at school-sponsored events, such as a school dance, results in the same consequence as being under the influence of alcohol at school during the day. That answer is true.
Question number 10. Fighting at the school bus stop will result in less severe consequences than fighting at school. The answer is false.
Question 11 is, a student who threatens, intimidates, stalks, or bullies a student who is traveling to or from school can be disciplined by school officials. The answer is true.
Question 12. A student can possess an air-powered BB gun or pellet gun at school as long as it is not loaded. False.
Question 13. A student who gives over-the-counter drugs, such as cold medicine, to a friend during class cannot be punished by school officials. The answer is false.
Question 14. A student who brings powdered sugar to school and tells others it's an illegal drug may be suspended and will be referred to the division superintendent. True.
Number 15. A student who shares his or her prescription drugs with another student will be referred to the division superintendent. That is true.
Question number 16. A student who invites a friend to join a gang during school cannot be punished unless the gang initiation also takes place at school. And the answer is false.
Question 17. A student who temporarily holds illegal drugs for a friend at school will face disciplinary actions. True or false? The answer is true.
Question 18. A student whose vehicle contains weapons or illegal drugs and is parked on the school property and will not be disciplined for possession of weapons or illegal drugs as long as the vehicle is not accessed during the school day. True or false? False.
Question number 19. A student will be referred to the division superintendent for trying to distribute marijuana at a school or at school activity. True or false? True.
Question 20. If a student uses an object to threaten or harm another person at school, the student will be referred to the division superintendent. True.
Question 21. A student cannot harass or pick on another student based on that student's sex or sexual orientation. The answer is true.
22. Making sexual comments toward another student or asking for sexual favors is not acceptable, and students should report this to school staff members. True.
Number 23. Taking nude or sexual suggestive pictures and sending them via internet can result in criminal charges. The answer is true.
Question 24. A student who touches another student intentionally in his or her private areas will face disciplinary actions and may be reported to the police. True.
Thank you very much for your attention today for our SR&R presentation. Hope you have a great school year, make good choices, and you'll succeed.